Hello and welcome back to Princess Evangile. Right. Ayaka-san, did you really come here that often? In primary, a whole lot. Not so much as the years went on, I guess. It started to mean less. I could go anytime I wanted, after all. The idea of little Ayaka-san gazing unhappily over the grounds of Venice's was hard to imagine. Maybe just because I didn't know her back then. Back then, I'd sit down on the railing, dangle my legs, thinking back on it. I don't know how I did something so scary. Are you that scared of heights? Well, I think most people are, right? Aren't you? I used to wash windows in skyscrapers part-time, so not especially. You've really done a lot, haven't you? Ayaka-san turned her eyes downward and let out a small sigh. I'm sorry about before. That couldn't have been pleasant to watch. It was a little shocking. I never really thought about what you would look like when you're angry. That's what I look like when I get serious. I think it's easier on both of us if I just smile. Might be easier, but when you really are angry, I think it's best to show it. I mean it. The things the headmistress said, they were awful. It's only natural that you would get mad. Right. Ayaka-san had been laughing at first, but her expression changed at the subject of her mother. When your parents got remarried, there were circumstances, right? The more I thought about it, the more I felt like I had to ask, and it wasn't just idle curiosity either. I felt like the core of Ayaka-san's relationship to the headmistress was to be found there. And not only that, but the reason for Ayaka-san's suffering too. And of course, there was a part of me that just wanted to know. It seemed like it, but don't you think it's strange that we would know all about this, Masaya-kun? I guess so. They could have hidden it if they wanted to. I'd said the same thing myself earlier. It was Mother herself who told us that it was her second marriage, and that it was Dad who filled us in on the details later, basically. He told me why Mother was so hard on me. It wasn't just for no reason. My real mother was also a Venice's alumna. Oh, I see. Yes, made it even more complicated. Was your mother there at the same time as the headmistress? Same year. They both attended since primary course. They were in the same grade. They would have spent their whole lives together. Then after they graduated, they both fell in love with the same man, it seems. Is he a very good man, your father? I don't know. He seems pretty unreliable to me. In any case, Mother seems to think it was a mistake. She keeps saying things like, arranged marriages really are for the best. And then, the circumstances when they got married. Tomi-san, that's my mom's real name. Apparently Tomi-san was fooling around. Ayaka-san had never really known her mother, so when she told the story she talked about her like a stranger. According to her story, Ayaka-san's father, Kuji, was, and still is, an Italian chef. He worked at the headmistress's favourite restaurant. They knew each other before any of this started. Once he married her former best friend, the aforementioned Tomi-san, they became even closer. Closer, but still just friends. There was nothing inappropriate going on. And eventually, Ayaka-san was born. After a while, for reasons that remained unclear, Tomi-san started fooling around. Dad would always put on this weak smile and say, "It was my fault," or something like that. I don't know what he did wrong exactly, but whatever the reason, it had hurt Kuji-san very deeply. It was the headmistress who soothed his wounded heart, and then, well, gradually their platonic relation became more than platonic. You remember what I said to her before? The mother doesn't have any room to talk? I nodded. I'd assumed that Ayaka-san was just being sarcastic, but it seemed like the headmistress was more passionate than I could have imagined. And my mother died shortly afterwards from an illness. They said she'd always been on the fragile side, but after the mourning period, they got married, and Ritsuko was born. That brings us to now. Were Tomi-san and the headmistress really best friends? I don't know. Sounds like before the craziest happened, the three of them just got along like friends. I think she'd be a little nice to the daughter of her best friend, though. Yeah, well, I guess it might bring up a lot of complicated feelings, and the closeness of their relationship would magnify everything. I don't know. It would be hard enough for a mother and a daughter unrelated by blood, but Ayaka-san would have been young enough that she really could have raised her as a daughter. I wonder. Being told something she didn't need to know, bearing that pain and feeling of alienation, must have been incredibly painful. It can seem like it was hard in a lot of ways, spending their whole lives since primary course under the same roof, hardly ever being able to leave, and then after graduating to drift apart, only to come back into each other's lives again. No matter how close they were, it must have been exhausting. I don't know how much mother loved my dad, but it's possible she just had some pent-up resentment towards Tomi-san. But the headmistress seduced him, right? It seems like she must have really liked him. I'm sure she did. But it makes me think, maybe openness really is the right path. Well, look, I'm graduating this year either way, so I always thought that even if the school integrated, it wouldn't matter much to me. But Ayaka-san, you're a member of the White Lily Society. That's just because you're there, Miseo-san. I'm not an unshakable true believer like Rise is. But maybe it's time I started taking it a little bit seriously. School reform? Yeah. If the existence of Venices has played such a big role in shaping my personal circumstances, then... well, we'll talk about it more when school starts again. I'm starting to get sleepy again. Let's head back. Right. Oh, right. Thanks for before. For being my ally. Right. You were great. Way cool. Really is strange hearing you say that. I knew you couldn't resist commenting on that. But you really were great. It made me so happy. Ayaka-san gently touched my arm, and I looked away bashfully. I'm happy to. I'm glad I got to know you better. Weird. It's such a strange feeling. Ayaka-san pressed a hand to her chest. I've been playing the clown for so long it made it hard for me to talk about my real feelings. But now I'm glad that I did. That I got to tell you everything. Ayaka-san gazed at my profile, and I felt a blush entering my cheeks. I've been a contrarian all my life, but I guess it's about time I started changing that. Even if you stay the way you are, well, you've got plenty of appeal. Thank you. She held her breath for a moment in shock, before smiling her usual smile and poking at my cheek with a finger. Well, I'm a little shy, so I'll be going on ahead. Salutations. And that looks to be the van with the post. Excuse me for one moment. Right, sorry about that. Warned you that that had happened at some point during this recording session, but hey, at least it's over quite early on, so I'm not constantly having to check out the window to see if it's turned up yet. I found my fingers pressing against my lips. Even though it had only been an instant, I could still feel the touch of hers against them. Ayaka-san had called it a thank you. But I hoped that it could be more than that. Typical. Okay, so that's chapter 18 of Ayaka's decision. The hell is going on in that silhouette? Is that pulling on a sock or a pair of tights or something of that ilk? It's either that or it's the world's weirdest dance move. It was the last day of summer vacation, and Ayaka went to see Ritsuko. Come in. Oh, sister. Salutations. Salutations. You know, Ritsuko, if you wanted to talk to me, you could have just come by my room. But your room is so messy. I just can't get comfortable there. That's a good point. You don't leave your underwear out on the floor. I wish you would try to tidy up a little bit at least. Your room's as meticulously clean as ever, I see. This is normal. Ayaka sat down on the bed, and Ritsuko was at her desk, but she didn't seem to be working on homework. Well, What is it? Right. Sister, did you have a fight with Mother? Oh, how did you know about that? Was there a witness or something? Well, no, but Mother came to tell me. Oh, of course. She seemed quite annoyed. She had a bandage on her forehead as well. She was wrong to challenge a younger woman to hand-to-hand combat. Challenge? Oh, I see that Mother left out a few inconvenient details. She was the one who threw the first punch. Oh, really? Really. Good hard slap. We had a witness, so not even Mother could talk her way out of it. A witness? Was it Masaya-san? Yes. So it is true. She said the two of you stayed out all night. Technically speaking, we did in fact spend the whole night together. Nothing happened like what Mother was imagining, though. It's true. I mean, look, it's true that I like Masaya-kun, but it's not like we hooked up or anything. I don't want to do anything like that until we're officially together. Right. But then is it true? Is what true? Are you attracted to Masaya-sama? Well, maybe. He's not a bad guy, you know. Yes, I agree with you. Mother says truly awful things about him, but... That's true. But I was glad Masaya-kun was there with me. He was about to turn into a real brawl. But if Masaya-sama hadn't been there, we would never have fought in the first place. Well, yeah, I guess that's true. I was surprised to hear that Mother struck you, though. It was hard enough to believe that you and Mother had a fight at all. Well, I guess it would be. It was something big, wasn't it? As you said, Mother seems to have left out certain details that she found inconvenient. All she said was that you snapped when she warned you about staying up all night. But it feels like it must have been more than that. No, it's nothing important. Anyway, it seems like I've changed a little bit too. Maybe it's because of Masaya-kun's influence. What do you mean? I think it's time for me to stop acting like a clown. Sister. Well, I'm going to work at it at least. It's part of who I am. After so many years of practice, I think the mask has become reality. So I think I'm going to have to work at it at first, so that I can change myself. For the better, of course. I think that will be a wonderful thing. And I will watch over you however I can. Watch over, not monitor. Oh, you always have to say things like that. Sorry. But throwing roses... Throwing roses? What the hell was that line? Oh, right, okay. But throwing away my clown's mask won't be all sunshine and roses. Someday... I feel like someday I'm going to go another round with Mother, like I did yesterday. Ah, sister. Yeah? I think it's possible that you needed that confrontation with her. You've been avoiding conflict so long. I feel like it's estranged you from her. You may be right. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said it. No, it's okay. They chatted for a while, and when Ayaka was about to leave, she remembered something suddenly. Hey, Ritsuko, do you think things like personality, like temperament, are hereditary? What? Personality and temperament? I don't think so, but yeah, you're probably right. Why do you ask? No, it's nothing. Salutations. The 97th Academy Bell Festival. That sounds promising. It was September the 1st, the first day of the second term. Usually when summer vacation ended, I would be seeing my classmates' faces for the first time in a month. But at Venice's it was different. I saw most of them regularly in the dorm's dining hall, especially by the end of vacation when almost everyone had returned. And since dorm life was so strict, I didn't have as much trouble waking up early on the first day as I usually did. The new school term was off to a smooth start. Rice-san, salutations! Salutations! I've got the first round of the results for the survey I promised you. Ah, thank you. Survey? You asked the news club for a survey? Yes, I'll explain it to you now. Would you join us for lunch, Tammy-san? Sure. Rice-san, Tammy-san and I sat down to lunch in the bustling dining hall, with our homework spread out before us. It was my first time coming back here since first term. Salutations. Mind if I join you? Oh, Ayaka-sama, salutations. Of course you may. I hadn't seen Ayaka-san since our walk of shame night. I felt my face flush a little as I thought back at it, and turned my eyes down the table. The free-range chicken Okay, hang on, give me a second to think about this. Zajangima. The free-range chicken thing looked delicious. Speaking of which, was anyone talking about us? We spent the night out together, got in a fight with the headmistress. Had to be pretty unprecedented. But Tammy-san was the general manager of the school network, and she didn't seem to have realised it, which suggested that no one knew. Tammy-san was just about to give me the survey results. Survey results? For what? The White Lily Society's approval rating. Ah. During the first term, it was the student council that ran the survey of Masaya-san's approval rating. That's all finished now. So I asked Tammy-san to run the survey instead. Wow, you're amazing. You can run a whole survey. Judging public opinion's part of the duty of a news organisation. Venice is so small, it's so easy that it's pretty much boring. That makes sense. Well, how does it look? I've been wondering about it all summer vacation. After all, the premier judgment was unanimous. I'm really hoping for a good result. Well, the question of Masaya-san as an individual and the question of the school reform are very different matters, so... Oh, well, see for yourself. Tammy-san slid the report over the table and the three of us leaned over it. Oh dear. According to the survey, the results were 46 to 417. Went without saying that the White Lily Society's support was the one in the minority. Are you certain these results are correct? You asked me to do this because I'm better than a pro, right? They're correct. Well, I guess you're right. I see. I guess it's like Tammy-san said. The support for Masaya-kun as an individual doesn't necessarily translate to the rest of us. That's right. Masaya-kun's such an attractive young man. You can't treat someone as exceptional as him as a standard for all men. That's true too. It was unanimous after all. Rice-san and Tammy-san seemed to let their comments slide by, treating it like it was just her usual joking around. But her cheeks were fully red for, well, just joking around. I believe that the feeling behind it was different from before. But we still have 46 people on our side. The simple majority's still a long way away. Yes, but I see no reason to get flustered. We made it through the premier judgment, so the real fight begins now. This is just the starting line. And if those 46 votes are our starting point, well, that's much better than we had last time. That's nice. Our leader's full of confidence. Sets my mind at ease. Well, Rice-san's always brimming with confidence anyway. Would you please stop acting as if my confidence is without basis? Does it have a basis? No, but still. Now. Hey, Rice, we'll be starting our meetings up again today, right? Yes. Then there's something I want to announce to everyone when the time comes. Something you want to announce? I'll say it in front of everyone after class. Very well. You're not going to quit the society, are you? Why would you think that? Well, just that that's the kind of person you are, Ayaka-sama. I'm not the woman I used to be. If you're interested, why not come and report on it? Well, yeah, I'll come if you insist. Then please come. Okay. After class, with Tammy-san also present, Ayaka-san made her announcement to the White Lily Society. From now on, I'm going to do everything I can to get the school reform passed. Where did this come from? Before I explain that, to be honest, up until now, it never really mattered to me what might happen to Venice's in the future. I'm graduating this year after all, I have some attachment to the school, but I never really thought about where it might end up. I just thought it'd be a lot of fun to join the White Lily Society, but I was never exactly a true believer like Rise. From now on though, things are going to be different. You mean you really want to see the school change? Yeah. Well, I'm not sure how much influence I have, I don't even have a title. Even so, I'm going to do the best I can as an affiliate. Good. So, what caused your change of heart? That's a secret. Really? I thought the reason you called me here was so you could make your feelings clear. Was I wrong? Yeah, I'm afraid so. I guess I was just hoping my resolution could take up some small corner of the newspaper. Was I wrong? Not especially. It's just surprising. Tamisan's interest seemed to be growing. People know you as Venice's mascot character, after all. What do you mean, mascot character? Well, you're laid back about things, and there are some things you do that do stand out more in comparison to Ritsugu. That's true. But even if you don't have a title, and people treat you like a mascot, you're still really pretty, Ayaka-sama. What does that have to do with anything we were talking about? Well, it's just... Look, the people who get titles always seem to be real beauties, you know? Are you saying I'm ugly? No. In your case, it is merely because you entered the school in final course. Had you joined the school in primary course, you would surely have a most elegant title by now. Elegant? Not sure about that. Not for Chio, anyway. Shut up! Look, it's because you do things like that! So Ayaka-sama is going to throw herself into association activities, huh? Kami-san got us back on the topic. Yeah, I think this'll make the news. Oh, that's nice. Anyway, everyone, I hope we could continue to work together. Right. The after-school society meeting broke up after about 30 minutes, so the rest of the girls could attend their clubs. And afterwards, Ayaka-san invited me to meet her in the Rose Garden. Oh, that's right. Ayaka-san, aren't you in a club? Naturally. I'm in the Going Home Club. That's unusual for finesses, I imagine. Probably so. Might be the only one who is. Guess you really are their mascot. Guess so. No one else knows the deal with your family, do they? That's right. Why do you ask? It's just... Well, you had the Kid Mikado name, and you're so beautiful, but you don't have a title. I thought the other girls must have some kind of prejudice against you. Ah, it's nothing as undeserved as that. By the way, about those things you keep saying. That I'm pretty and that I'm beautiful. Is all that just idle flattery? No, it's not idle flattery at all. I see. That makes me a little happy. You know, that when you're surrounded by girls all the time, you don't really think about that kind of thing. I don't spend much time in front of the mirror. Well, that might be an exaggeration, but when you say things like that to me, I guess it sort of tickles my woman's pride. Pride, or maybe it just makes me happy. Ayaka-san, you said you'd probably be going to Venice's women's college after you graduate, right? Yeah, it's much easier to ride the escalator. Is that also boarding school? No, normal. The thought of finally having a normal life, commuting from home to the city, makes me really happy. I think that when you graduate, you'll start turning a lot of guys' heads. You've got a great figure too. Oh my. Ayaka-san turned bright red for a moment and tilted her head slightly. But out of all the guys in the world, I'll never meet a second Masaya-kun. Huh? You're one of a kind, right? I think I wouldn't just want any guy complimenting me or looking at me. But because it's you, it makes me happy. I'm not the kind of girl who will get friendly with a guy just because he happens to be on hand, you know? Yeah. It was true that Ayaka-san had taken a long time to approach me. Before then, she had just observed. Oh, by the way, no more talk about me graduating from now on, okay? How come? Because it makes me feel lonely. I never thought of it as being lonely before, but Ayaka-san turned her distant gaze towards the flowers. When I said that I was happy I'd be able to have a normal life, I used to really mean that. Now, I almost feel like I'd like to be held back. Well, it all means that I have really enjoyed the 6 months that I've left of my school life here. I'll help you out. Help me with what? Help you really enjoy the life you have left here. Thanks. Miseko, could you help me think a little? Help you think about what? A way to increase the White Lily Society's popularity. I said I was going to work hard at it. I really want to give them some great ideas. I see. I'm sure Rise is thinking about the same thing, but the second term is when the associations really go head to head. There are 2 major events. Miseko, do you know what they are? No, I don't. What are they? The Culture Festival and the Athletics Festival. It's the student council that runs them, but we're supposed to submit themes. Themes? You know, like what we want to do. It's pretty much the same every year, but I think people would get sick of it if it was exactly the same. It's mostly a case of, changing the flavour. Submitting possible themes to be decided by a vote is one role of the associations. So, if we submit a good theme, wins at the vote, White Lily Society gets a popularity boost, right? Whee! Theme, huh? Well, you don't have to come up with something right away. We still don't know what Rise wants to do either. Anyway, I'd like you to think about it too. Roger that. Guess this is really my problem after all. I'd rather like to attend Venice's next year too. You come to like Venice's, huh? Yeah. I know you won't be here next year, but I'd still like to keep attending. Did you forget what I just said? Oh, sorry. Well, even if I'm gone, you'll still be surrounded by beauties. It's not a bad environment for a guy. Yeah, can't deny that, but did you forget what you said earlier, Ayaka-san? What's that? Out of all the girls in the world, I'd never meet a second Ayaka-san. I'd feel lonely without you here. I'll come by to hang out now and again. A lot of people do that. Guess I'm not the type who likes to leave the nest. You can come by anytime you like. I'll be waiting for you. Really. Sure. Right, that to me seems like a pretty reasonable point to end this part. So I will say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next.